You can stop trading your life for endless hours of work and start earning more while working less. Today, you'll discover the hidden rules the rich follow to turn their time, skills, and knowledge into powerful income streams. This video will give you practical steps you can use right now to cut low-value tasks, create systems that run automatically, and focus on high-impact actions that actually move the needle. You'll learn how to turn your expertise into repeatable products, delegate work that doesn't require your unique skills, and protect your focus like it's one of your most valuable assets. By the end of this video, you'll have actionable strategies to reclaim your time, grow your income, and build a life where effort directly produces results. Stick around, take notes, and subscribe for more content that helps you work smarter, earn more, and level up every day. Number 1. Cut low-value tasks immediately. Cut low-value tasks immediately. This idea is simple and ruthless. Stop spending time on things that do not move the score. Time is a limited resource. Every minute spent on low-value activity is a minute that cannot be invested in skills, relationships, projects, or rest that compound into real wealth. The first act of becoming a person who works less and earns more is not adding another tactic. It is removing the small, silent drains that eat energy and attention. Begin by observing. Keep a record of every action for 3 days. Use a notebook or a timer app and write down what is being done and why. Record start and end times in 15-minute blocks. The goal is not to shame, this is about data. This record will show patterns: unexpected admin, social media scrolling disguised as research, meetings that only confirm what was already decided, tiny urgent tasks that are habitually postponed and later demand more time. Seeing the truth removes the illusion that every task is essential. Next, classify actions into 3 categories: high impact, necessary maintenance, and low value. High impact tasks are those with leverage, activities that over time produce outsized results. Product developments, sales conversations, learning a high-value skill, making an offer, closing a client. Necessary maintenance are things that must happen, but do not scale. Taxes, basic correspondence, cleaning. Low-value tasks are everything else: repetitive, busy work that could be automated, delegated, delayed, or deleted. The brutal clarity of this classification changes decisions. A meeting that belongs in low value should never occupy a high-impact block on a calendar. Create a stop-doing list and treat it like a sacred document. Write 3 items on it today. The stop-doing list is as important as the to-do list. Examples: stop checking email more than twice per day. Stop attending internal meetings without an agenda. Stop doing basic formatting work personally. Stop approving routine invoices. Put this list where it will be read often. Cross off items when eliminated. The psychological relief from crossing off a stop-doing item is immediate. Expect less mental friction and cleaner focus. Adopt a rule of clear boundaries. Schedule the day in meaningful blocks and protect them. Use calendar blocking for high-impact work and mark those blocks as non-negotiable. During those blocks, remove all potential interruptions. Phone on Do Not Disturb, browser tabs closed, notifications off. If a thought intrudes, capture it on a short list and return to the task. This trains attention. Over time, the brain will begin to expect deep blocks and react by producing clearer thinking and fixed stretches. Apply the 80-on-20 rule visibly. Identify the 20% of tasks that generate 80% of results. Once identified, do not spend time on the remaining 80% until the 20% is completed. If a task does not sit in the top 20% for impact this week, move it to a weekly or monthly review cadence. This requires discipline. A simple test is to ask, if this task disappeared, would the business or life suffer materially? If the answer is no, it is a candidate for elimination. Say no with a script. Declining requests is a muscle. Develop a short, clear response that can be used without guilt. I cannot take this on right now. My current priorities require full attention. Or, this sounds valuable, but it does not align with my current priorities. These phrases are honest and final. Practice them until they are calm and unemotional. Polite refusal is not cruelty. It is stewardship of attention. Automate ruthlessly where possible. Automation is not a luxury. It is a lever that turns repetitive tasks into zero-cost background processes. Examples: set bill payments to autopay, use scheduling links for appointments, create email templates for frequent replies, automate invoicing and receipts, and use rules in email to sort messages automatically. If a task repeats, it is a candidate for automation. Put one automation in place this week. The cumulative time saved will feel disproportionate. Delegate with clarity. Delegation fails when the wrong tasks are handed off or instructions are vague. For each low-value task identified, decide whether to delegate or delete. Create a one-page instruction for any task that will be delegated. The instruction should include the desired outcome, the criteria for success, and the few exceptions to handle. A clear template removes back and forth. If a task truly needs human touch, hire someone cheaper than the opportunity cost of your time. Virtual assistants, freelancers, part-time specialists. A small investment in delegation will pay back in time and mental bandwidth. Batch similar tasks to reduce the cost of context switching. Combine emails, calls, and small admin items into one dedicated time block each day or week. This reduces the cost of shifting mental modes and increases throughput. For example, filter all routine communications into a 1-hour window and shield the rest of the day. When the work feels repetitive, keep a stopwatch. Time pressure increases speed without sacrificing quality. Meetings are a primary source of low-value work. Stop accepting any meeting without a clear agenda and an expected decision. Insist on time-limited sessions and a purpose stated in the invite. If invited to a meeting that does not include a clear outcome, reply with "Can you share the objective and desired outcome?" If this can be resolved in a quick update, a short summary would work. Reduce meeting frequency by making asynchronous updates standard. Recorded screens, shared docs, bullet point updates. Meetings should exist to make decisions, not to exchange redundant information. Create friction for low-value behaviors. If social media, news sites, or other time sinks steal attention, make access harder. Remove apps from the phone, log out of accounts, and use website blockers during deep work hours. Small obstacles change habits. Each extra step decreases the likelihood of mindless scrolling. Replace those moments with a short micro-habit: stand, stretch, breathe for 30 seconds. Scan a physical notepad for priorities. These tiny rituals move the brain away from reactivity into control. Measure the change and iterate. After removing or delegating tasks, measure the outcome. How many hours reclaimed? Did revenue, progress on key projects, or personal well-being improve? Use a weekly review to refine the stop doing list and the delegation map. Remove another low-value item each week. Compounding small eliminations lead to dramatic lifts in productivity and calm. Adopt stoic discipline around control and acceptance. Recognize what can be controlled: attention, scheduling, responses, and what cannot: other people's behavior, unexpected events. Stoic practice helps convert irritation into action. Instead of being frustrated by a request, evaluate its alignment with priorities. If it aligns, accept and schedule it. If it does not, decline with respect. This reduces emotional exhaustion and increases clarity. Practice an evening reflection ritual focused on removal. Each night, identify one task that could be removed tomorrow. This trains the mind to seek subtraction rather than addition. The habit of removal becomes a lens. Before taking on anything new, ask if something else should be stopped. This simple mental rule prevents accumulation of low-value tasks and fosters a disciplined lifestyle. Finally, honor rest as high value. Many people equate busyness with worth. The reality is that rest, recovery, and clear boundaries create greater productivity and creativity. Schedule downtime with the same intentionality used for work. A rested mind will choose removal more clearly and enforce boundaries without drama. Cutting low-value tasks immediately is not a one-time purge. It is a practice. The first week is the hardest. Old habits resist. Expect friction and occasional setbacks. Continue the audit. Maintain the stop doing list. Automate, delegate, and protect deep work blocks. Over months, the noise fades and focus sharpens. The result: fewer hours worked, more meaningful action taken, and steady progress toward goals that matter. Time reclaimed is not just free hours, it is the space where skill, creativity, and wealth compound. This is the quiet engine behind working less and earning more. Number 2. Automate income streams for freedom. Automate income streams for freedom. The core principle is simple. Money should flow to you even when you are not physically working. True financial independence does not come from trading time for money. It comes from creating systems that generate revenue consistently without daily intervention. Every moment spent solely earning by labor is a moment that cannot be invested in growth, strategy, or life experiences. The goal is to design structures where income is earned as a result of work done once, refined, and then left to compete. Start by examining all sources of current income. Identify which ones are tied directly to personal effort and which could be made semi-independent. A consulting session, a sales call, or a personal project that demands your constant presence is a traditional income stream. It pays today but stops when your attention is elsewhere. In contrast, an automated stream works 24/7, whether you sleep, travel, or focus on other high-value projects. Visualize this difference clearly. Imagine 2 scenarios. One where money arrives only after hours of work, another where deposits hit your account while your attention is elsewhere. The latter is the foundation of financial freedom. Choose a model that fits skills, resources, and market demand. Automated income does not happen randomly. It requires strategy, initial investment, and thoughtful design. Digital products, subscription services, online courses, investment portfolios, and licensing agreements are examples. The common thread is scalability, selling a product once and selling it hundreds or thousands of times through a system creates leverage. Investing in dividend-paying stocks or rental properties shifts income from active labor to structured passive flow. Identify at least one area that aligns with expertise and has realistic automation potential. Focus energy there before diversifying. Design the system with clarity. Break the process into 3 components: creation, delivery, and maintenance. Creation is the work done to produce value once, writing a course, recording a video, or building an app. Delivery ensures that value reaches paying users or clients consistently, often through platforms, websites, or automated sales funnels. Maintenance is minor intervention to ensure the system continues functioning, updating content, tracking performance metrics, or managing customer support. Properly structured, creation is a one-time effort, delivery is handled by the system, and maintenance is minimal. Start small, but think big. Many hesitate because automation seems complicated. Begin with a single project or a narrow offering. Record an instructional video, write an ebook, or create a digital template. Set up a simple payment and delivery system using accessible tools. Monitor results, gather feedback, and refine the process. Once the initial system proves functional, scale incrementally. Each addition compounds, multiplying returns without proportional increases in effort. The key is iteration and optimization. Leverage technology intentionally. Tools exist to minimize human input while maintaining output quality. Email autoresponders, scheduling apps, payment processors, membership portals, and analytics dashboards allow monitoring without constant supervision. Use technology to bridge gaps in attention. Automation is not a replacement for thought. It amplifies effort. For example, an online store can handle orders, payments, and even fulfillment through third-party services, freeing the creator to design more products or explore strategic growth. Diversify automated income streams. Relying on a single source is risky. Even highly automated systems can face market shifts, platform policy changes, or unexpected operational issues. A balanced approach mitigates these risks. Combine digital products with investment income or subscriptions with licensing agreements. Each stream should require minimal active intervention, producing predictable revenue with low ongoing labor. Diversification does not mean spreading effort too thin. It means creating complementary streams that support overall financial stability. Understand that systems require monitoring. Automation is not set and forget entirely. Periodically review performance metrics, user feedback, and market conditions. Detecting small inefficiencies early allows swift adjustment without extensive work. A weekly or monthly review of performance dashboards is enough to maintain control. The goal is to minimize active engagement while maximizing results. Over time, monitoring becomes habit rather than burden, and the system runs smoothly with little attention. Build reliability into every step. Automated systems fail when processes are fragile or overly complex. Simplify delivery channels, create redundant backups, and ensure payment systems are secure. Test each component rigorously before relying on it for income. Reliable automation is a trust asset. Every error that forces manual correction erodes both time and confidence. By anticipating weak points and designing safeguards, the system functions smoothly even in your absence. Document processes meticulously. Every automated income stream should have clear instructions and templates. If a task must be repeated, there should be a guide for completion or delegation. This not only ensures continuity, but also allows others to assist or take over if necessary. Clear documentation turns one person's system into a replicable framework, expanding possibilities for scaling or outsourcing. Commit to continuous learning. Markets, technology, and consumer behavior evolve. What works today may underperform tomorrow. Allocate time to study trends, discover new tools, and understand shifting demands. The aim is to keep systems effective and adaptable. Continuous learning is not about overcomplicating. It is about maintaining relevance and protecting income streams from stagnation. Cultivate a mindset of patience and persistence. Automated income is rarely immediate. Initial setup requires concentrated effort, planning, and sometimes trial and error. The rewards compound over time, but the first steps may feel slow. Discipline in the creation and refinement phases is essential. Each hour invested in careful system design multiplies in future returns. Avoid the temptation to abandon a system because early results are modest. Persistence produces exponential growth. Protect freedom with discipline. Automation works best when personal habits align. Guard time for creative thinking, strategic decisions, and rest. Avoid distractions that pull attention away from monitoring or improving systems. Financial freedom is meaningless without clarity and control. Scheduled reflection, focused review, and disciplined boundaries reinforce the structure of automated income. Treat freedom as a resource as precious as money itself. Integrate automation with lifestyle design. The ultimate goal is not merely to earn more, but to free attention for meaningful pursuits. Automated income should fund personal growth, relationships, health, or exploration. Design systems that support life priorities rather than replace them. When income flows without constant intervention, the space created allows for higher-level thinking, experimentation, and creativity. True wealth is measured in both financial and experiential abundance. Take calculated risks. Automation often requires initial investment, time, money, or expertise. Avoid overcommitting, but be willing to act decisively. A small, carefully designed project can generate a proof of concept, validate the model, and provide momentum for scaling. Risk management involves testing on a limited scale, learning from results, and expanding systematically. Avoid paralysis. Consistent, informed action is the engine of automation. Visualize impact daily. Picture income arriving without active labor. Imagine a week, a month, a year, where foundational work done today multiplies across streams, creating compounding returns. This vision anchors discipline and motivates consistent execution. Mental clarity about the benefits of automation reinforces decisions to invest in systems rather than ad hoc tasks. Focus on value over activity. Automated systems succeed because they deliver consistent value. Revenue follows usefulness, clarity, and reliability. Each stream should serve a need, solve a problem, or provide a desirable outcome. Automation is meaningless without a value proposition. Invest effort in identifying the real demand, structuring delivery to meet it effortlessly, and refining over time. Embrace elimination alongside automation. Some systems fail not due to design flaws, but because too many redundant or low-value tasks remain. Combine the habit of cutting low-value activity with automated systems. Remove friction, unnecessary steps, and complexity. This not only improves efficiency but also prevents burnout and distraction, ensuring the automated flow remains clean and effective. Automate income streams for freedom. It is more than financial strategy. It is a life strategy. By designing, scaling, and maintaining systems that generate revenue with minimal active intervention, control over time is reclaimed. Each step, from identifying scalable opportunities, creating reliable processes, leveraging technology, to monitoring and refining, is intentional. Freedom grows in proportion to the clarity, discipline, and thought applied to these systems. The reward is compounded, money earned without constant labor, mental space for creativity, and the ability to focus energy on what truly matters. Mastery of automated income transforms work into leverage, effort into results, and ambition into sustainable freedom. This is the foundation of living a life where wealth and time coexist, where every hour is an asset, and where financial independence is a natural consequence of disciplined action and intelligent design. Number 3. Build skills that scale earnings. Building skills that scale earnings is one of the most powerful strategies for transforming work into wealth. Most people measure effort in hours, but the truly wealthy measure impact through skill. Skills are leverage. 1 hour of high-value skill can produce 10 times the result of 10 hours of low-value work. The key is to identify abilities that, once developed, generate outcomes far beyond the immediate effort invested. This approach allows income to grow without a corresponding increase in labor, freeing time while increasing value. Begin by analyzing the market for high-demand, high-leverage skills. Look for areas where expertise is scarce, results are measurable, and clients or employers are willing to pay a premium for proficiency. These skills are not the easiest to acquire, but they provide disproportionate rewards. Examples include negotiation, copywriting, coding, sales strategy, public speaking, financial modeling, or system design. The common factor is that mastery of the skill produces results others cannot easily replicate. Evaluate personal strengths and weaknesses. Choose skills aligned with both aptitude and interest. Motivation is a force multiplier. The more naturally engaged a person is with a skill, the more likely they are to persist through difficult early stages. At the same time, focus on skills that fill gaps in existing markets or solve pressing problems. The intersection of personal strength, interest, and market need identifies areas where effort will compound most effectively. Break skill development into layers. Begin with foundational knowledge, then advance to applied experience, and finally reach strategic mastery. Foundational knowledge is essential. Understand principles, terminology, and theory. Applied experience translates knowledge into real-world scenarios, refining judgment and efficiency. Strategic mastery focuses on using the skill in ways that generate significant leverage, training others, creating products, or designing systems. Progress through these layers intentionally, dedicating time to each without rushing. Dedicate consistent, focused time to skill improvement. One-off effort does not scale. Compounding practice does. Schedule daily or weekly blocks devoted solely to skill enhancement. During this time, eliminate distractions, focus deeply, and challenge oneself with tasks slightly beyond current competence. Incremental improvement accumulates exponentially when practiced consistently. Even 30 to 60 minutes per day of deliberate work compounds into exceptional mastery over months and years. Seek feedback early and often. Skills grow fastest when progress is tested against external standards. Feedback illuminates blind spots, accelerates learning, and prevents wasted effort. Constructive critique is more valuable than additional practice in isolation. Seek mentors, peers, or industry experts who can evaluate performance objectively, incorporate corrections immediately, and refine techniques continuously. The goal is not comfort, but measurable improvement. Focus on transferable skills that multiply income potential. Some abilities only benefit specific contexts, while others scale across industries or applications. Skills like persuasive communication, leadership, analytical thinking, problem solving, and coding are widely applicable and can be leveraged in multiple revenue streams. Building skills with broad application ensures that mastery can translate into higher paying opportunities, scalable products, or leadership positions. Document learning systematically. Create frameworks for remembering principles, methods, and strategies. This reduces reliance on memory, allows patterns to emerge, and creates material that can be shared or monetized later. Writing down processes, examples, and lessons transforms individual growth into an asset that can generate value beyond personal labor. Documentation is a form of intellectual property. It captures expertise and allows it to be reused, scaled, and taught. Test skills in high-leverage scenarios. Practice in controlled but impactful environments where results can be measured. Deliver projects, pitch services, or implement solutions that have real consequences. Testing skills under pressure refines judgment, reveals inefficiencies, and accelerates competence. Each successful application strengthens confidence and credibility, both of which are critical for monetizing expertise. Real-world results speak louder than theory. Develop complementary skills. Single abilities are powerful, but clusters of skills create multiplicative effect. For example, combining negotiation with persuasion multiplies business success. Combining coding with design expands product possibilities. Combining analytical skills with communication creates authority and consulting. Identify adjacent competencies that enhance primary skills and invest in learning them deliberately. Over time, this creates a toolkit that allows higher-level problem-solving and income scaling. Leverage technology to amplify skill impact. Skills alone are limited by personal availability. Technology can extend reach, efficiency, and influence. For example, mastering content creation and using automated distribution channels allows skill to generate passive revenue. Learning project management software, analytics tools, or customer engagement platforms multiplies the effectiveness of primary abilities. Technology acts as a force multiplier, allowing mastery to generate results far beyond direct effort. Monetize skills strategically. Understanding value creation is as important as skill acquisition. Determine how expertise solves problems or produces measurable benefit for others. Package knowledge into products, services, or consulting. High-value skills enable selling outcomes, not time. Shift focus from hourly compensation to result-based models, fixed-price contracts, royalty arrangements, or performance bonuses. The richer the impact of the skill, the easier it is to command scalable revenue. Invest in high-quality learning resources. Cheap or superficial learning slows growth. Seek courses, mentors, books, and experiences that challenge deeply and provide rigorous understanding. True mastery comes from understanding nuances, exceptions, and advanced applications. Avoid shortcuts that produce familiarity without depth. Depth in skill ensures the ability to innovate, solve complex problems, and command premium rates. Practice strategic patience. Skill mastery is gradual. Avoid distraction from trending skills with high visibility but low long-term payoff. Focus on enduring skills with lasting demand. Build incrementally, celebrate progress without rushing, and maintain discipline even when immediate returns are small. Compounding growth in skill mirrors financial compounding. Effort applied consistently over time multiplies beyond initial expectations. Teach others to reinforce mastery. Explaining a concept, guiding implementation, or mentoring peers solidifies understanding. Teaching creates additional income streams, while simultaneously strengthening expertise. Writing courses, running workshops, or producing educational content transforms skill into leverage, producing results that scale without constant personal intervention. Knowledge once taught multiplies impact far beyond individual output. Measure improvement quantitatively. Track metrics relevant to skill impact, project outcomes, revenue generated, client satisfaction, speed of execution, or problem-solving efficiency. Metrics provide clarity, accountability, and direction. Without measurement, skill development can drift into effort without return. Establishing clear benchmarks ensures progress is visible, actionable, and focused on scaling earnings. Adapt skills to emerging opportunities. Industries evolve, technology shifts, and problems change. Skills that scale earnings today may need refinement tomorrow. Observe trends, anticipate needs, and reposition expertise to stay relevant. Flexibility combined with mastery ensures long-term leverage. A skill that can solve tomorrow's problems continues generating income without requiring proportional increases in effort. Protect mental and physical energy. Developing high-impact skills demands focus, discipline, and stamina. Ensure rest, exercise, and mindfulness are integrated. A fatigued mind cannot acquire, retain, or apply knowledge effectively. Energy management is as important as skill strategy. Investing in physical and mental resilience amplifies the return on skill-building effort, making learning faster and output more efficient. Network with intention. Exposure to high-value opportunities accelerates skill monetization. Engage with peers, mentors, and clients who recognize and reward expertise. Relationships are conduits for applying skills at scale. Projects, partnerships, consulting, or speaking opportunities. Building influence in the right circles magnifies the ability to leverage skills into substantial earnings. Combine deliberate practice, measurement, and opportunity into a system. Consistently work on improvement, monitor results, and align with situations where impact can be maximized. Skills without application or monetization remain late. Systematic integration ensures that effort translates directly into scalable earnings. Each cycle of learning, applying, and refining compounds skill value exponentially. The process of building skills that scale earnings transforms the way work is approached. It shifts the focus from time spent to value produced, from labor to leverage, and from effort to compounding impact. Mastery becomes a form of freedom. The more powerful the skill, the greater the options, and the less dependency on traditional labor. By investing time, discipline, and focus into high-leverage skills, a person creates a self-reinforcing system where growth multiplies, income scales, and life becomes defined by opportunity rather than obligation. The journey is rigorous, but immensely rewarding. Every hour invested in deliberate skill development produces returns far beyond the immediate moment. Each lesson learned, each project completed, each new technique mastered accumulates into a compounding advantage. Building skills that scale earnings is not a temporary strategy. It is a lifelong framework. It allows work to produce disproportionate results, liberates attention, and positions an individual to earn more while working less. Mastery in high leverage abilities is the foundation of financial freedom, influence, and the capacity to shape life intentionally. Number 4. Prioritize leverage over personal effort. Prioritize leverage over personal effort. This concept is fundamental to working less while achieving more. Many people confuse effort with progress, assuming that the more hours they invest, the closer they get to success. The truth is that raw effort without leverage is limited by personal capacity. One individual can only do so much in a day, and physical or mental effort is finite. Leverage magnifies impact, allowing one action to produce results far beyond the input of personal labor. The key is to identify where effort can be multiplied through tools, relationships, capital, and systems. Start by evaluating every activity for leverage potential. Ask, does this action scale beyond my own effort? Tasks that can be delegated, automated, or replicated hold leverage. Activities that only produce results when performed personally have minimal leverage. This evaluation is the first step in transitioning from labor-driven work to systems-driven outcomes. Recognize that not all tasks require personal execution. Some demand strategic oversight while execution can be handled elsewhere. Invest in tools that amplify output. Tools are extensions of ability. They allow one person to perform at the capacity of many. Software, machinery, platforms, or equipment designed for efficiency multiplies effectiveness. For example, project management software enables a team to coordinate and complete tasks far faster than through manual coordination. Marketing automation platforms distribute messages to thousands automatically. Tools convert small inputs into large results. Choosing the right tool is not about cost, but about the potential multiplication of effort. Delegate intelligently. Identify tasks that consume time but do not require unique expertise. Assign these to capable individuals, ensuring they have clear instructions, goals, and resources. Delegation is not abdication. It is strategic use of other people's skills and time to achieve objectives. High-leverage work focuses on decision-making, planning, and innovation, while operational or repetitive work is distributed. Over time, delegation shifts the majority of effort away from personal execution toward oversight and strategy. Build systems that operate independently. Systems are frameworks that guide consistent outcomes without constant supervision. Standard operating procedures, automated workflows, and predictable processes reduce reliance on personal input. Each system should be designed to produce the desired result reliably, allowing one person to manage multiple outcomes simultaneously. Systems transform effort into a replicable, scalable model. The value of a system is that it continues producing results without continuous intervention. Leverage relationships strategically. Influence, partnerships, and networks are forms of leverage. A single strategic connection can open opportunities that would require years of individual effort to achieve alone. Invest in building mutually beneficial relationships with people who have complementary resources, knowledge, or access. Effective leverage involves both giving value and positioning oneself where interactions produce outcomes that extend beyond personal capability. Focus on high-impact decisions. Personal effort is often wasted on low-value actions or small details. Leverage comes from making choices that have cascading effects. Allocate energy to decisions that shape multiple outcomes: pricing, strategic direction, product design, or marketing strategy. The goal is not to work harder, but to work on what matters most, where one choice influences many moving parts. High-leverage decisions create exponential returns on minimal personal time. Monetize intellectual property. Knowledge, expertise, and creativity are forms of leverage when packaged for reuse. Writing books, recording courses, licensing patents, or creating digital products transforms personal insight into repeated value without repeated labor. Each piece of intellectual property acts as a tool that works independently, multiplying both influence and income. The initial effort compounds indefinitely through replication and distribution. Invest capital to generate outcomes. Money itself is leverage. Capital can be deployed to increase scale, efficiency, and reach. Strategic investments in businesses, equipment, marketing, or talent allow work to produce more than personal effort alone could achieve. Unlike labor, capital can operate continuously, producing returns even when attention is elsewhere. Learning to allocate resources effectively magnifies impact and frees personal energy for high-level decision-making. Identify leverage points within existing work. Every process has pinch points where small adjustments can create disproportionate results. A minor change in pricing, a better tool for communication, or a more efficient workflow can multiply results without increasing time spent. Continually seek these leverage points, test adjustments, and measure outcomes. Incremental gains at key points compound into significant overall improvement. Combine automation, delegation, and systems. Leverage is most effective when multiple methods intersect. Automated processes handle repetitive tasks, delegated work reduces personal labor, and systems ensure consistency. The combination allows a single individual to oversee far more than could be achieved by effort alone. Building integrated frameworks requires planning, testing, and refinement, but produces outsized results with minimal ongoing input. Develop skills that themselves create leverage. High-leverage skills are those that influence outcomes far beyond the immediate task. Negotiation, leadership, coding, marketing strategy, and creative problem-solving are examples. These abilities allow one to influence teams, automate solutions, or monetize products repeatedly. Personal effort is no longer directly tied to results. Instead, skill amplifies outcomes through application in high-leverage contexts. Measure outcomes relative to effort. Evaluate whether actions produce results proportional to energy invested. If not, restructure or eliminate them. Leverage requires conscious evaluation, Every hour must be judged by its potential for multiplication, not just completion. Metrics and feedback loops reveal where effort is truly creating impact and where personal labor remains unnecessarily constrained. Focus on long-term compounding. Leverage works best when structures continue producing results over time. Building systems, mentoring others, creating intellectual property, and investing capital accumulate impact. Initial effort is front-loaded, but returns persist, grow, and multiply. Prioritizing leverage over immediate output ensures that energy invested today produces increasing benefits in the future. Guard time vigilantly. Personal effort should be reserved for activities that cannot be leveraged through other means. Protect deep work, strategic thinking, and decision-making from being consumed by low-value tasks. When one consistently channels effort into areas where leverage multiplies results, the ratio of output to input skyrockets. The discipline to preserve time for high-impact work is as important as designing leverage itself. Embrace disciplined risk-taking. Leverage often requires action beyond personal comfort zones. Outsourcing, investing, and delegating involve uncertainty. Accept calculated risks, where potential outcomes significantly exceed effort. Avoid overcommitting, but do not allow fear to block opportunities for magnified impact. Effective leverage frequently resides at the intersection of controlled risk and strategic execution. Teach and empower others. When knowledge or expertise is shared, it multiplies across individuals or teams. Training employees, mentoring peers, or publishing insights extends influence far beyond personal capacity. Each person empowered becomes a vector for results, turning one individual's effort into the productivity of many. Teaching is both leverage and a form of compounding return. Continuously refine systems and relationships. Leverage is dynamic. Conditions, markets, and resources evolve. Periodically assess tools, partnerships, processes, and skill application to ensure maximum multiplication of effort. Small adjustments maintain efficiency and can unlock new layers of output. Stagnant systems degrade leverage. Continuous refinement preserves and enhances. Prioritize decisions over tasks. Tasks often consume attention without producing scalable impact. Focus on choices that shape multiple outcomes simultaneously. Deciding where to invest energy, capital, or resources influences results far more than completing repetitive actions. Leverage is achieved through influence over process, direction, and resource allocation, rather than through doing alone. The habit of prioritizing leverage over personal effort transforms work and life. The difference between those who remain busy and those who achieve extraordinary results lies in applying effort where it multiplies. Leverage turns a single hour of thinking into days of output through systems, people, or capital. By consistently seeking amplification, delegating strategically, designing systems, and investing wisely, one shifts from labor-intensive existence to high-impact productivity. Effort is no longer the limiting factor. Influence, systems, and resources become the force that multiplies results and creates lasting freedom, wealth, and opportunity. Number 5. Replace busy work with strategic actions. Replacing busy work with strategic actions transforms how progress occurs in every area of life. Busy work creates the illusion of productivity while consuming energy, attention, and time without generating meaningful results. Strategic actions, on the other hand, produce measurable outcomes, move goals forward, and compound value over time. The first step is recognizing the difference. One feels active, but stagnant. The other feels purposeful and result-oriented. Conscious alignment between effort and outcome is what separates routine labor from intentional achievement. Observe daily activities and evaluate which actions produce tangible results. Many routines are habitual rather than purposeful. Responding to every email immediately, attending meetings that duplicate work, or constantly adjusting minor details may fill hours but add little strategic value. Record how time is spent, then measure whether each activity contributes directly to objectives. The clarity gained from tracking exposes patterns of inefficiency and highlights opportunities to redirect energy toward impactful initiatives. Define clear goals and outcomes before acting. Strategic actions start with knowing exactly what success looks like. Without clear targets, even important work can devolve into busyness. Establish measurable objectives for each day, week, or project. Every task chosen should align with these outcomes. If an activity cannot be tied directly to advancing a goal, it belongs in the category of low-value work, to be minimized, delegated, or eliminated entirely. Prioritize tasks based on potential impact. Focus on the few actions that create disproportionate results. This requires an honest assessment of which tasks produce momentum versus those that merely fill time. High-impact tasks might include generating revenue, building relationships, improving systems, creating intellectual property, or mastering skills that expand future opportunities. Avoid being seduced by volume. True productivity comes from the right actions, not the most actions. Batch and structure similar tasks to maintain focus. Strategic work benefits from concentrated attention. Interruptions and context switching reduce efficiency and can turn important work into shallow activity. Grouping related tasks allows momentum to build and reduces cognitive friction. For example, handling all planning tasks in a single block rather than spreading them throughout the day ensures decisions are faster and more consistent. Structure reduces wasted effort and ensures time is dedicated to progress rather than busy work. Delegate or automate tasks that do not require strategic attention. Not every task requires personal involvement. Routine administrative work, basic communications, or repetitive processes can be shifted to others or handled by systems. This creates more space to focus on actions that drive results. Delegation is not avoidance. It is the conscious reallocation of energy toward higher value activity. Systems and automation convert time-consuming labor into leverage, producing greater returns per unit of effort. Develop decision-making frameworks. Strategic actions are often about choosing wisely, not working harder. Create criteria for evaluating which tasks deserve attention and which can be deferred, delegated, or discarded. Decision-making frameworks reduce hesitation and wasted time. They allow confident prioritization based on impact rather than urgency, ensuring energy is spent moving goals forward rather than reacting to every minor request. Learn to say no effectively. Each commitment consumes attention and energy, potentially crowding out strategic opportunities. Saying no is an essential skill for focusing on high-value work. Craft clear, respectful responses that prevent overextension. Consistently applying boundaries protects time for meaningful action. Every yes should be weighed against its potential to produce measurable results, ensuring alignment with long-term objectives. Focus on leverage in every action. Strategic work multiplies effort, creating outcomes that exceed time invested. A single project, decision, or initiative should ideally impact multiple goals, produce repeated results, or position for future advantage. Consider actions that can be reused, replicated, or scaled. For example, creating a training module benefits both immediate team performance and future onboarding. Leveraged actions replace repetitive activity with outcomes that compound over time. Implement feedback loops to refine strategy. Strategic work is not static. It requires ongoing adjustment. Measure the effectiveness of actions, analyze results, and adapt future efforts accordingly. Feedback ensures energy is applied where it produces the greatest return and prevents persistence in low-value routines. Continuous assessment transforms effort into informed, intentional progress. Focus on preparation and foresight. Anticipating challenges and opportunities allows work to be directed toward high-value outcomes. Preparing systems, materials, and contingencies reduces reactive busyness. Time spent designing processes or developing resources up front prevents inefficient effort later. Strategic action often looks like preparation, but it saves multiples of effort in execution, producing consistent, scalable results. Invest in skills that enhance effectiveness. Skills amplify the impact of every action, turning routine effort into strategic output. Writing, analysis, negotiation, leadership, and problem-solving skills increase the returns of decisions and initiatives. Each improvement in skill magnifies outcomes and reduces wasted effort, making work more productive without increasing time spent. High-value skills are a multiplier for strategic action. Use constraints intentionally to force focus. Limiting resources, time, or inputs can sharpen priorities and prevent dispersion of energy into non-essential work. Artificial boundaries encourage deliberate decision-making, forcing attention on actions that produce results. Constraints create discipline, ensuring that effort is applied with purpose, rather than diffused across endless low-value activities. Align daily activities with long-term objectives. Strategic actions are part of a bigger plan. Each task chosen should contribute to overarching goals, whether personal, professional, or financial. Work that does not serve broader objectives consumes resources without meaningful return. Reviewing alignment regularly ensures that effort compounds into progress and prevents drift into meaningless activity. Apply the principle of outcome over activity. Busy work often equates effort with value, but results define impact. Focus on measurable effects, whether revenue generated, relationships strengthened, systems improved, or influence expanded. Every task should produce a tangible contribution toward desired outcomes. By orienting work around results rather than effort, time is freed for actions that scale and compound. Adopt the mindset of elimination. Less is more when it comes to productive work. Identify activities that consume energy without producing outcomes, and remove them. Reduction in busy work is not loss, it is liberation. Energy, freed from non-essential tasks, can be redirected towards strategic initiatives with meaningful returns. Eliminating trivial tasks sharpens focus and maximizes the impact of every hour. Leverage technology to enhance efficiency. Tools, software, and platforms can convert repetitive actions into automated processes. Automation reduces friction, ensures consistency, and frees time for strategic thinking. From scheduling systems to analytics dashboards, technology allows one to focus on creative, decision-making, and high-leverage activities instead of repetitive labor. Proper deployment transforms time-intensive work into amplified results. Regularly review and refine priorities. Strategy is dynamic, and what is high impact today may change tomorrow. Periodic evaluation ensures that energy continues to be applied where it produces the most meaningful outcomes. Adjusting focus based on results, market conditions, and personal objectives prevents wasted effort and maintains alignment between daily work and long-term success. Cultivate patience and persistence. Strategic work often requires concentrated effort with delayed results. Avoid the temptation to fill time with low-value tasks out of restlessness or habit. Maintain focus on initiatives that move the needle. Long-term progress compounds when energy is consistently directed toward meaningful action, rather than dispersed across busy work. Integrate reflection into daily practice. Regularly assess what was accomplished versus intended outcomes. Identify tasks that contributed to advancement and those that did not. Reflection allows conscious adjustment, reinforcing effective behavior and eliminating unproductive patterns. Over time, this habit develops intuition for prioritizing actions that create measurable impact. Replacing busy work with strategic actions is a disciplined approach that multiplies results while preserving time and energy. By focusing on measurable outcomes, delegating or automating repetitive tasks, leveraging skills and tools, and continuously evaluating priorities, every effort becomes intentional and productive. Strategic action transforms daily work from motion without meaning into momentum toward desired goals. The shift from activity to impact not only increases efficiency and earnings, but also cultivates clarity, confidence, and control over the trajectory of life. Over time, the cumulative effect of consistently applied strategic actions far exceeds what hours of aimless busyness could ever achieve, creating freedom, influence, and compounding success. Number 6. Create systems that run automatically. Creating systems that run automatically is one of the most transformative approaches to building wealth and freeing personal time. A system is not a single action or task. It is a structured process designed to produce predictable results with minimal ongoing intervention. Systems convert effort into leverage, ensuring that work done today continues to generate outcomes tomorrow and the day after, without requiring constant attention. The power of automation lies in its ability to take repetitive, high-effort tasks and turn them into self-sustaining mechanisms that multiply impact. Begin by identifying recurring tasks in personal, professional, or business life. These are activities that consume energy repeatedly, yet produce predictable results. Examples include client onboarding, lead generation, content distribution, inventory management, or customer follow-up. Each repetitive activity is a candidate for systemization. The key is to focus first on tasks that have the largest effect on outcomes or that consume the most time. Not all systems are equally valuable. Prioritize those that maximize leverage. Break down each process into individual steps. Mapping the workflow clarifies where effort is required, where bottlenecks occur, and which tasks can be delegated or automated. The more detailed the breakdown, the easier it is to replicate or automate. Consider each step critically. Is it essential for the desired outcome? Could it be simplified, eliminated, or handled by technology? This detailed mapping lays the foundation for a system that functions independently of constant supervision. Leverage technology to handle repetitive processes. Software, platforms, and automation tools can execute tasks more efficiently and consistently than manual effort. Email sequences, customer relationship management systems, scheduling software, and payment processing tools are examples that can handle operations reliably without ongoing attention. Technology amplifies human effort, reduces errors, and frees time to focus on strategic decisions. Selecting the right tools is essential. Each should streamline processes and eliminate unnecessary manual labor. Establish clear rules and parameters for automated processes. Systems function best when boundaries are well defined. For example, an automated email campaign should have triggers, timing, and conditional rules that ensure messages are sent to the right audience at the right moment. Similarly, financial systems such as automatic bill payments or investment contributions need defined amounts, schedules, and contingencies to prevent errors. Clarity and structure ensure systems perform reliably, even in the absence of active oversight. Delegate tasks that cannot be fully automated but are routine. Certain processes require human judgment, but do not demand expertise. These can be assigned to assistants, team members, or contractors. Provide detailed instructions, expected outcomes, and decision guidelines to maintain quality and consistency. Delegation extends the system beyond automation, allowing human resources to complement technological processes. The combination of delegation and automation creates a self-sustaining workflow that operates efficiently without draining personal energy. Monitor systems without micromanaging. Systems require occasional oversight to ensure they continue functioning correctly, but the goal is minimal intervention. Regular checks, performance metrics, and reporting dashboards provide visibility into outcomes. This approach allows for course correction and optimization without consuming the time and focus required for manual execution. The system becomes a tool that works for you, rather than a series of tasks that demand constant attention. Create redundancy where necessary. Systems are valuable when reliable, but failure can be costly. Build backups, alternative processes, or fail-safes to prevent disruption. For example, a content distribution system could have multiple scheduling platforms or cloud backups, and financial processes can include alerts for unusual activity. Redundancy ensures continuity, reduces risk, and reinforces the independence of the system from continuous personal oversight. Measure results consistently. The success of a system is determined by outcomes, not effort. Track key performance indicators that reflect the goals of each system. Whether measuring revenue generated, customer satisfaction, completion rates, or engagement, metrics allow informed adjustments. Continuous measurement ensures that the system remains efficient, effective, and aligned with evolving objectives. Systems without feedback loops stagnate. Performance monitoring sustains growth and reliability. Simplify processes wherever possible. Complexity reduces reliability and increases maintenance. Evaluate each step critically and remove unnecessary actions. Simplification makes systems easier to replicate, faster to execute, and less prone to errors. A streamlined process can handle greater volume, scale more effectively, and require less oversight. Minimalism in design enhances efficiency and ensures that automation remains robust, even under changing conditions. Integrate strategic thinking into system design. A system is more than a mechanized workflow. It should align with larger objectives. Each automated process should contribute meaningfully to broader goals, such as revenue growth, customer experience, or personal development. Avoid creating systems for minor convenience if they do not advance important outcomes. Strategic alignment ensures that automation amplifies meaningful results rather than simply reducing effort. Document every process thoroughly. Clear documentation allows anyone to understand, replicate, or manage the system if needed. Step-by-step guides, templates, and checklists preserve institutional knowledge and reduce reliance on memory. Documentation also facilitates continuous improvement, enabling adjustments and scaling without risking errors. Well-documented systems can be delegated confidently, ensuring consistency even when executed by others. Combined systems for cumulative effect. Individual systems produce results, but interconnected systems compound impact. For instance, an automated sales funnel paired with a client onboarding system and an ongoing engagement process creates a continuous cycle that operates without constant input. Each system reinforces others, creating a chain of processes that magnifies outcomes and reduces the necessity for personal intervention. Invest in initial setup and refinement. Building effective systems requires concentrated effort up front. Mapping, testing, configuring technology, and creating documentation demand attention, but this investment pays exponential dividends. The goal is to front-load work to create processes that operate independently afterward. Patience and discipline during the design phase are crucial. Shortcuts during setup lead to fragile systems that require ongoing maintenance and erode leverage. Continuously refine and optimize. Systems are not static. Market conditions, technology, and operational needs evolve. Periodic reviews allow adaptation, efficiency improvements, and error correction. Optimization ensures that systems remain effective, resilient, and scalable. Incremental refinements over time compound into significant improvements in output, efficiency, and reliability, reinforcing the principle of work once, benefit repeatedly. Anticipate exceptions and edge cases. Effective systems account for situations that deviate from normal operation. Identify potential points of failure and create contingency plans. This foresight reduces the need for reactive effort and ensures that the system continues to function smoothly under unexpected conditions. Preparedness strengthens autonomy and minimizes interruptions caused by unforeseen challenges. Align systems with personal and business goals. Automation should support priorities, not replace meaningful work. Evaluate each system against desired outcomes to ensure it contributes to long-term objectives. Systems that produce results, unrelated to strategic aims, waste resources. Purposeful alignment ensures that energy invested in system creation compounds toward tangible, significant outcomes. Leverage human and technological resources together. Automation and delegation are not mutually exclusive. They are complementary. Combining human judgment, expertise, and adaptability with automated processes produces robust, scalable systems. Humans handle nuances and exceptions while technology handles repetitive tasks. This integration maximizes efficiency, reduces errors, and frees personal energy for higher-level strategic work. Maintain discipline in execution and oversight. Systems only work when used consistently and monitored appropriately. Establish routines for checking performance, addressing anomalies, and refining processes. Discipline ensures that automation achieves its intended purpose without degenerating into overlooked or mismanaged workflows. Consistency preserves the compounding benefits of well-designed systems over time. Creating systems that run automatically is the foundation of working less while achieving more. Each system transforms repeated effort into sustained output, allowing results to accumulate independently of ongoing labor. By mapping processes, leveraging technology, delegating tasks, documenting workflows, monitoring performance, and refining continually, work becomes scalable, predictable, and self-sustaining. Over time, the cumulative effect of automated systems is profound. Less manual effort, more consistent results, and the freedom to focus on high-impact, strategic initiatives that drive meaningful growth and long-term success. Mastery of system creation is not just about efficiency. It is about reclaiming time, multiplying results, and designing a life where work serves purpose and freedom simultaneously. Number 7. Delegate everything below your value. Delegating everything below your value is a principle that fundamentally shifts how high achievers operate. Many people get trapped in the illusion that doing everything themselves is the only way to ensure results. This mindset keeps talent, energy, and time tethered to low-impact tasks, limiting growth and potential. Every minute spent on work that could be handled by someone else is a minute lost from high-value activities. The concept is simple but powerful. Identify what only you can do, and outsource or delegate the rest. This creates space for decisions, actions, and projects that leverage your unique skills to produce maximum impact. Begin by clearly defining personal value. Value is determined by what you can uniquely offer: skills, insight, judgment, or influence that others cannot replicate easily. Tasks that require these qualities belong to your domain. Everything else is a candidate for delegation. Understanding this boundary is critical because it sets the foundation for prioritizing time and energy. High-value work is the leverage point. Low-value work consumes resources without significant returns. Assess every task in your daily routine. Make a comprehensive list of responsibilities, projects, and recurring duties. Evaluate each item honestly. Does this require my specific skill set, insight, or authority? Could someone else handle this task to a satisfactory or even superior standard? Be rigorous. Most routines contain a surprising number of activities that fall below your unique value. Clarity in this assessment allows informed decisions about what to keep and what to delegate. Identify capable individuals to handle delegated tasks. Delegation is not merely offloading work. It is assigning responsibilities to those who can execute reliably. This could involve hiring employees, contractors, virtual assistants, or using specialized service providers. Competence is more important than convenience. Assigning tasks to the right person ensures that quality, efficiency, and outcomes are maintained. Clear communication of expectations is essential to prevent errors and maintain standards. Document processes for smooth delegation. A key challenge in delegation is ensuring consistency and reliability. Create step-by-step instructions, templates, checklists, or standard operating procedures. Documentation allows others to execute tasks with minimal oversight and ensures that outcomes meet expectations. This also protects against mistakes or inefficiencies when tasks are passed to new team members. Thorough guidance transforms delegation from a risk into a reliable productivity multiplier. Start with low-risk, high-volume tasks. Delegation becomes easier when initial tasks are routine or repetitive. Examples include scheduling, basic customer support, data entry, content formatting, or procurement. As confidence in delegated execution grows, expand to more complex responsibilities. This phased approach reduces friction, builds trust, and allows learning on both sides, your own in managing delegation and the delegated party in performing the work efficiently. Empower others to make decisions within defined boundaries. Delegation is most effective when the person executing the task can operate with autonomy. Define clear goals, constraints, and acceptable outcomes. Then allow responsibility to rest with the delegate. Micromanagement defeats the purpose, limiting leverage and wasting your energy. Trust combined with accountability ensures that tasks are completed successfully, while freeing you to focus on higher-level objectives. Focus on high-impact work. Time spent on low-value tasks is energy lost that cannot be reinvested in strategic thinking, relationship building, or creative problem-solving. By delegating everything below your value, attention is concentrated where it produces exponential returns. This might include designing systems, closing deals, negotiating contracts, mentoring key personnel, or creating intellectual property. High-value actions produce results far beyond what the same time invested in lower-value tasks could achieve. Use delegation to scale influence. When your efforts are amplified through others, you create outcomes that exceed the capacity of individual action. Teams, systems, and contractors extend reach, allowing you to tackle larger projects, serve more clients, or increase revenue without increasing personal workload. Delegation transforms one person's energy into the productivity of many, multiplying impact and freeing time for strategic growth. Monitor progress without micromanaging. Effective oversight involves establishing checkpoints, metrics, or reporting systems rather than supervising every action. Focus on outcomes, not every step. This ensures accountability while preserving leverage. Regular review of delegated tasks highlights successes, identifies areas for improvement, and ensures alignment with goals. Proper monitoring maintains standards and reinforces trust, creating a sustainable delegation framework. Invest in developing others' capabilities. Delegation is most effective when those performing tasks improve over time. Provide training, guidance, and feedback to increase efficiency, reliability, and skill. As competence grows, tasks that were once burdensome can be handled independently, further amplifying the impact of delegation. High-performing delegates reduce your need for intervention and expand the scope of tasks that can be safely assigned. Establish clear expectations and consequences. When delegating, define what success looks like, deadlines, and quality standards. Miscommunication or vague instructions can lead to inefficiency or failure, wasting both time and resources. By setting boundaries and consequences up front, accountability is maintained, and both parties understand responsibilities clearly. Clarity ensures tasks are completed to standard, while preserving freedom from unnecessary oversight. Automate repetitive delegated tasks where possible. Delegation and automation complement each other. Once a task is handed off and refined, explore technology or processes that reduce the need for ongoing human intervention. Overcome the psychological barrier to letting go. Many hesitate to delegate due to perfectionism, fear of mistakes, or belief that only they can achieve the desired quality. Accept that the value of your time exceeds the incremental benefit of doing low-value work personally. Trust others, accept minor imperfections in routine tasks, and redirect energy to areas where unique skill produces exponential results. The return on delegating far outweighs the discomfort of releasing control. Reinvest time gained through delegation into strategic opportunities. Every hour freed from low-value work should be allocated to activities that grow value, income, or influence. This could include planning, networking, creating high-leverage products, or learning skills that further increase earning potential. Delegation is not an end. It is a tool to redirect personal effort toward endeavors that only you can accomplish and that produce disproportionate returns. Measure effectiveness and iterate. Regularly review which tasks are delegated, how efficiently they are performed, and whether outcomes meet standards. Adjust assignments, improve instructions, or provide additional support where needed. Iterative refinement strengthens the delegation framework, enhances results, and ensures that your personal value remains focused on high-leverage activities rather than repetitive work. Align delegation with long-term goals. Every delegated task should support broader objectives rather than merely relieving immediate workload. Strategic delegation ensures that energy is invested in outcomes that compound over time. By connecting delegated work to overarching priorities, both efficiency and impact are maximized, preventing wasted effort on activities that do not advance meaningful objectives. Cultivate a culture of accountability, whether delegating to employees, contractors, or collaborators. Encourage responsibility for outcomes. Establish clear communication, regular updates, and feedback loops. Delegating everything below your value is a transformative practice. It frees time, multiplies impact, and enables focus on what truly drives results. By clearly defining value, assigning tasks to capable individuals, documenting processes, automating where possible, and monitoring outcomes without micromanaging, work becomes scalable and strategic. Delegation is not merely about efficiency. It is about reclaiming energy, amplifying influence, and redirecting effort toward areas where unique skills produce maximum return. Number 8. Sell solutions, not your hours. The first step is to identify problems worth solving. Every solution begins with a deep understanding of pain points, inefficiencies, or unmet needs. Research markets, observe patterns, and listen to client frustrations. High-value solutions address challenges that are costly, persistent, or difficult to solve. The greater the impact of the problem, the higher the value of the solution. Focusing on meaningful problems ensures that the solutions you sell are perceived as indispensable, justifying premium pricing without requiring more hours. Reframe the way work is offered. Stop thinking in terms of time blocks, hourly rates, or effort units. Begin thinking in terms of outcomes, results, and benefits. Clients do not pay for activity. They pay for results, convenience, or transformation. Whether it is increasing revenue, improving efficiency, reducing stress, or creating new opportunities, the emphasis must be on the tangible benefit delivered. This mindset change is critical to moving from trading hours to selling solutions. Package expertise into products or services. A solution-oriented approach often involves creating repeatable offerings that consistently solve a problem. Instead of selling consulting time, develop workshops, frameworks, tools, or programs that produce the desired outcome. Intellectual property, digital products, and standardized services allow the same solution to be delivered to multiple clients without additional hours, effectively multiplying income potential while preserving freedom. Quantify the value of outcomes. Pricing should reflect the results delivered rather than the effort expended. If a solution increases revenue, saves costs, or enhances productivity, the price should be tied to the economic or practical benefit. This requires confidence, negotiation skills, and clear communication with clients about the impact of the solution. When value is measured in tangible results, clients perceive fairness, and the seller achieves exponential leverage. Focus on results rather than effort during delivery. Systems, processes, and tools should be implemented to ensure solutions achieve consistent outcomes. High-quality execution strengthens reputation and allows premium pricing. By delivering consistent results, solutions build credibility, attract referrals, and reduce the need for continuous personal effort. Reliability and predictability in outcomes increase perceived value and enhance scalability. Develop a deep understanding of client needs. Selling solutions requires insight into the desired end state, obstacles, and priorities of the person or business receiving the solution. Customizing offerings for maximum impact ensures relevance and effectiveness. The more precisely a solution addresses a pressing problem, the higher its perceived value. Listening, analyzing, and tailoring solutions is far more profitable than simply performing tasks or logging hours. Leverage technology to enhance solution delivery. Automation, software tools, and platforms allow solutions to reach wider audiences without multiplying personal work. Online courses, subscription services, and automated systems deliver results at scale. Technology extends the reach and effectiveness of the solution, allowing the same effort to produce multiplied outcomes. The combination of human expertise and technology amplifies impact while reducing dependence on personal hours. Transition from reactive work to proactive design. Hourly work is often reactive, responding to requests, emails, or tasks as they come. Solution-based work is proactive, identifying problems and designing offerings before clients even articulate the need. Anticipating challenges, streamlining processes, and offering preventive or strategic solutions positions you as indispensable and allows for premium pricing. Proactive solutions demonstrate foresight and leadership, increasing perceived value beyond simple labor. Establish clear deliverables tied to outcomes. When selling solutions, clarity is critical. Define what success looks like, expected results, and timelines. Clients must understand the impact they will receive. By framing agreements around outcomes rather than inputs, it becomes easier to command higher prices, manage expectations, and focus on delivering value instead of logging hours. Outcome-focused agreements reinforce the principle that value is not measured by time but by result. Continuously refine and improve solutions. Solutions grow in value as they become more effective, efficient, and reliable. Invest in iteration, testing, and feedback loops to enhance results. Over time, refined solutions require less direct effort to deliver, increase client satisfaction, and can be scaled or replicated. Continuous improvement transforms solutions into assets that generate income independent of continuous labor. Delegate supporting tasks to protect high-value focus. Selling solutions does not mean abandoning operations. It means ensuring that low-value activities supporting solution delivery do not consume personal energy. Administrative tasks, logistics, and minor support work can be delegated or automated. By focusing only on activities that directly contribute to the solution's effectiveness, personal time is maximized for high-leverage work. Communicate the problem-solving framework to clients. Help clients understand the methodology and structure behind the solution. Transparency builds trust and reinforces value perception. When clients see that the offering addresses the root problem efficiently and consistently, they are more likely to invest in it at premium levels. Framing the work as a strategic solution rather than labor emphasizes results and positions you as an authority. Create recurring revenue through solutions, subscriptions, retainers, memberships, or ongoing service packages. Allow a single solution to generate repeated income over time. Each recurring payment compounds the value of the initial work without proportionally increasing hours. This approach transforms income from transactional to sustained, predictable, and scalable, freeing attention from constant labor and shifting focus toward higher impact opportunities. Focus on high-impact niches. Not all problems carry the same value. Identify sectors, clients, or areas where solutions produce significant results or savings. Serving markets where solutions have disproportionate impact enables premium pricing and reduces the need to trade time for money. Depth in a high-value niche is more profitable than breadth across low-value tasks. Leverage social proof and testimonials. Demonstrating how previous solutions have produced meaningful outcomes reinforces credibility and attracts high-value clients. Positive results create trust, increasing willingness to pay for solutions rather than hours. Social proof magnifies perceived value, allowing you to scale offerings without increasing effort. Shift mindset from scarcity to leverage. Selling hours implies scarcity. You can only work a limited number of hours. Selling solutions emphasizes leverage. One effective solution can impact dozens, hundreds, or thousands of clients. Mindset influences pricing, negotiation, and strategy. Viewing work as outcome-focused multiplies potential earnings and reduces dependency on personal effort. Focus on innovation within solutions. Continually improve or expand offerings to address evolving problems. Creative adaptation ensures solutions remain relevant, valuable, and indispensable. By innovating, you create a reputation for high-impact results, allowing consistent premium pricing and repeated business without additional hours of labor. Build systems around solution delivery. Even solutions that require human input can be structured to maximize efficiency. Standardized processes, templates, and repeatable methodologies reduce time spent per client while maintaining quality. Well-designed systems ensure consistency, reduce errors, and allow delivery of solutions at scale, converting expertise into leverage rather than linear effort. Selling solutions instead of hours transforms work, income, and lifestyle. By focusing on results, packaging expertise into repeatable offerings, leveraging technology, delegating supporting tasks, and emphasizing measurable outcomes, earning potential becomes uncapped. Time becomes flexible, energy is preserved, and impact is multiplied. Solutions allow personal effort to generate exponentially more value than hours alone could ever produce. Mastery of this principle shifts work from transactional labor to strategic impact, creating freedom, financial leverage, and the ability to scale influence and income without being bound to a clock. Number 9. Turn knowledge into repeatable products. Turning knowledge into repeatable products is one of the most effective ways to work less while earning more. Knowledge is inherently scalable because it can be transferred, packaged, and shared with countless individuals without requiring a proportional increase in effort. The key is to transform insights, expertise, and experience into tangible offerings that deliver consistent value repeatedly. This approach multiplies income potential, preserves personal energy, and creates a long-lasting asset that continues to generate results over time. Start by identifying core expertise. This could be professional skills, industry insights, problem-solving techniques, or specialized knowledge acquired through experience. The most valuable knowledge solves problems, addresses needs, or delivers transformation. Evaluate what you know that others are willing to pay for, focusing on areas where your insight produces significant outcomes. Clarity about what constitutes high-value knowledge is essential before transforming it into a repeatable product. Determine the most effective format for sharing knowledge. Knowledge can be packaged in multiple ways: online courses, ebooks, guides, templates, video tutorials, membership programs, or workshops. The choice of format depends on the complexity of the material, audience preferences, and the desired scale of delivery. Selecting a format that can be replicated and distributed efficiently ensures that your knowledge becomes a self-sustaining asset rather than a time-bound service. Systematize the knowledge into a structured framework. Raw knowledge is often unorganized and difficult for others to apply. Transform insights into step-by-step processes, principles, or modules that can be easily understood and implemented. Clear frameworks increase the effectiveness and appeal of the product, while allowing it to operate independently of your direct involvement. Structure creates consistency, which is critical for repeatability and customer satisfaction. Focus on solving specific, high-value problems. Products that address pressing needs or significant pain points attract attention and command higher value. The more impactful the solution, the greater the willingness of the audience to invest. Analyze the challenges your target audience faces and design knowledge products that provide actionable, reliable solutions. Relevance and results are the foundations of repeatable products that generate sustained demand. Leverage technology to distribute knowledge efficiently. Digital platforms, learning management systems, subscription models, and automated delivery tools allow knowledge products to reach a wide audience without additional effort. Once a product is created and launched, it can operate continuously, delivering value and generating income without daily involvement. Technology transforms your personal expertise into a scalable asset. Test and refine offerings before scaling. Initial versions of knowledge products may require adjustments to optimize clarity, effectiveness, or user experience. Gather feedback from early adopters, measure outcomes, and incorporate improvements. Iterative refinement ensures that each iteration delivers maximum value and enhances reputation. High-quality, results-oriented products increase repeat purchases, referrals, and long-term sustainability. Protect intellectual property. Safeguard the knowledge you have transformed into products through copyrights, trademarks, or digital rights management. Protecting your work maintains control over distribution, preserves brand integrity, and ensures long-term income potential. Intellectual property is the core of repeatable products, and careful management safeguards the scalability of your knowledge. Build complementary products to extend value. One knowledge product often leads naturally to others, creating a portfolio of offerings. For example, a comprehensive course could be complemented by guides, templates, or coaching sessions. Bundling and cross-selling increases revenue per customer and enhances the overall value of your knowledge ecosystem. Repeatable products multiply their impact when combined strategically. Market based on results, not just content. Knowledge itself is valuable, but the outcomes it delivers are what drive demand. Emphasize transformations, improvements, or problem resolution that customers will experience. Clear articulation of results enhances perceived value and encourages investment. When potential users see tangible benefits, products are no longer abstract. They become solutions with measurable impact. Continuously update and evolve products. Knowledge is dynamic. Markets change, technologies advance, and new insights emerge. Maintain relevance by revising content, adding modules, and improving delivery. Continuous updates reinforce credibility, keep products competitive, and ensure ongoing demand. Repeatable products must evolve to retain their utility and sustain revenue streams. Develop scalable marketing systems. A repeatable product requires a repeatable marketing process. Establish sales funnels, email sequences, social media strategies, and content pipelines that consistently attract and convert customers. Effective marketing systems extend the reach of your knowledge products without requiring proportional effort. The combination of a high-value product and a replicable marketing system multiplies returns. Consider partnerships and licensing. Strategic alliances with other experts, organizations, or platforms can amplify reach and scale. Licensing your knowledge products allows others to distribute them under agreed terms, generating additional income without direct involvement. Partnerships extend impact and accelerate growth while preserving the core value of your expertise. Leverage testimonials and social proof. Sharing feedback, success stories, and case studies demonstrates the practical impact of knowledge products. Social proof builds credibility, encourages adoption, and supports premium pricing. Positive results from prior users increase perceived value and reduce friction for new customers, making products self-sustaining and attractive in competitive markets. Diversified delivery channels. Knowledge products should be accessible through multiple formats, platforms, and mediums. Offering courses online, downloadable resources, live workshops, or subscription models increases reach and resilience. Diversification ensures that demand is not limited to a single channel and provides multiple streams of revenue from the same core knowledge. Focus on high-leverage content creation. Initial creation requires effort, but structuring content to be reusable, modular, and scalable ensures long-term returns. Avoid creating content tied to a single client or instance. Instead, design products that serve multiple audiences with minimal additional input. Leverage is achieved when one unit of effort produces ongoing, repeated outcomes across numerous consumers. Provide ongoing engagement for retention. Some knowledge products benefit from continuous interaction, updates, or community involvement. Memberships, forums, or coaching groups enhance value, encourage recurring revenue, and deepen customer loyalty. Engagement strategies transform one-time sales into continuous income while maintaining product relevance. Measure impact and iterate strategically. Track usage, completion rates, satisfaction, and results to refine offerings. Data-driven improvements ensure products remain effective and desirable. Feedback loops strengthen reliability and support growth, maintaining the repeatable nature of the products. High-quality results reinforce reputation, increase adoption, and compound income potential. Monetize expertise with confidence. Treat knowledge as an asset rather than a service. Avoid trading time for compensation. Instead, focus on packaging insight in ways that consistently deliver measurable benefits. Confidence in the value of your products ensures appropriate pricing, strategic positioning, and sustainable income. The mindset of knowledge as a scalable asset transforms personal effort into lasting influence and revenue. Turning knowledge into repeatable products transforms expertise into freedom, leverage, and compounding results. By structuring insights into clear, problem-solving frameworks, packaging them in scalable formats, automating delivery, marketing strategically, and refining continuously, personal effort generates ongoing value. Knowledge becomes a self-sustaining asset, allowing income and impact to multiply without proportional labor. The shift from providing time-bound services to offering repeatable solutions liberates energy, amplifies reach, and creates sustainable wealth, demonstrating that intellectual capital, when systematized and distributed effectively, is one of the most powerful forms of leverage available. Number 10. Protect focus like real money. Protecting focus like real money is one of the most powerful strategies for achieving extraordinary results in life and business. Focus is finite, fragile, and extremely valuable. Every distraction, interruption, or misplaced attention diminishes your capacity to create, solve problems, and produce high-value outcomes. Treating focus as a precious asset requires discipline, boundaries, and deliberate choices. Just as losing money reduces options and freedom, losing focus erodes productivity, clarity, and long-term success. Preserving attention is not optional. It is a skill that multiplies effectiveness and amplifies results far beyond effort alone. Begin by recognizing the cost of scattered attention, multitasking, constant notifications, and endless small tasks fragment mental energy, leaving less capacity for deep, meaningful work. Each disruption incurs a hidden tax on productivity, draining the time available for strategic actions. Understanding that focus is limited reframes how time is allocated. Energy spent on trivial interruptions is energy lost from high-leverage activities. Every decision to protect focus is effectively an investment in output that compounds over time. Identify high-value priorities that deserve undivided attention. Not every task is equal. Some actions produce significant results, influence outcomes, or open new opportunities. Distinguishing between high-value and low-value activities enables intentional allocation of attention. Tasks that require creativity, critical thinking, decision-making, or high-level execution demand focus. Lesser tasks can be delegated, automated, or eliminated, ensuring that personal energy is spent where it produces exponential returns. Establish strict boundaries for uninterrupted work. Create dedicated blocks of time for high-priority activities, free from distractions and interruptions. During these periods, silence notifications, close irrelevant tabs, and communicate unavailability to others. Consistent boundaries protect focus from erosion and signal to others the importance of your concentrated effort. The discipline of uninterrupted work transforms limited attention into high-value output. Develop routines that condition focus. Daily habits and rituals prepare the mind to enter states of deep concentration. Starting work at consistent times, structuring sessions into predictable phases, and incorporating brief rituals that signal the beginning of focused work strengthens mental resilience. Over time, focus becomes easier to achieve and maintain, increasing efficiency and consistency in producing results. Eliminate non-essential inputs. Every piece of information, message, or activity consumes attention. Scrutinize what enters your mind and environment. Remove social media noise, unnecessary emails, and trivial obligations that fragment thought. Focus thrives in minimal, organized environments. The deliberate curation of inputs ensures that mental energy is applied only to matters that align with strategic objectives. Batch-related tasks to reduce context switching. Switching between different types of work reduces efficiency and depletes cognitive energy. Group similar tasks together to maximize continuity and flow. Batching enables concentration on specific problem domains, reduces mental fatigue, and preserves focus for critical activities. By minimizing fragmentation, effort is multiplied, producing outcomes faster and more reliably. Prioritize deep work over shallow activity. Deep work refers to high-intensity effort on complex, valuable tasks that generate measurable results. Shallow work, responding to emails, attending unnecessary meetings, or performing routine administrative tasks, consumes time without producing meaningful progress. Protecting focus requires identifying and maximizing periods of deep work, while delegating or scheduling shallow tasks strategically. Depth of attention amplifies results in ways that superficial activity never can. Guard mental energy through rest and recovery. Focus is not infinite. Mental fatigue reduces clarity, creativity, and decision-making. Structured breaks, adequate sleep, and recovery periods restore attention and maintain sustained performance. Protecting focus like currency means recognizing that mental energy must be replenished to be valuable. Without restoration, even disciplined scheduling fails, and productivity deteriorates. Use intentional tools and environments. Select physical and digital environments that enhance concentration. Noise-canceling headphones, dedicated workspaces, or minimalist digital interfaces reduce interruptions. Software that limits notifications or blocks distracting websites reinforces discipline. Design environments so that focus is supported, not undermined. External structures can sustain attention when internal discipline alone is insufficient. Control external demands proactively. Communicate expectations clearly with colleagues, clients, and family. Define when interruptions are acceptable, and when they are not. Scheduling meetings, calls, or interactions during designated periods preserves prime focus time for high-value work. External pressures often fragment attention. Assertive management of demands ensures focus remains a protected resource. Leverage attention for compounding impact. Every hour spent fully focused produces exponentially more value than the same hour fragmented across low-priority tasks. Complex problem-solving, creative thinking, and strategic decision-making benefit disproportionately from uninterrupted concentration. Protecting focus ensures that energy produces leverage, scaling results far beyond effort invested. Create rituals that reinforce presence. Mindfulness practices, brief meditation, or preparatory routines signal to the brain that focused work is beginning. Mental cues condition attention, making it easier to resist distractions and maintain immersion in high-value tasks. Focus becomes habitual rather than constantly forced, increasing consistency and productivity. Automate or delegate low-impact work. Tasks that do not require personal judgment or unique skill can be handled by others or systems. Delegation preserves attention for what matters most. Automation ensures routine operations continue without fragmenting cognitive energy. By redirecting attention from low-value activity, high-value outcomes are prioritized, reinforcing the principle of focus as a critical resource. Prioritize decisions that maximize clarity and speed. Indecision consumes attention and creates mental clutter. Define rules for recurring choices, establish criteria for action, and limit trivial decisions. Reducing cognitive overhead preserves focus for matters that require true judgment, enhancing efficiency and effectiveness in every high-leverage activity. Regularly audit attention. Review how time is spent, identify distractions, and adjust routines to maximize concentration. Self-awareness of attention allocation ensures that focus is consistently applied to the most important areas. This reflective practice strengthens discipline, uncovers patterns of wasted effort, and reinforces the value of attention as a finite resource. Practice saying no consistently. Every commitment consumes attention, and unnecessary obligations erode focus. Evaluate requests through the lens of value and strategic alignment. Declining low-impact tasks protects mental bandwidth and ensures that attention is available for high-priority objectives. Saying no is an active defense of focus, equivalent to safeguarding a critical asset. Balance urgency and importance. Protecting focus requires resisting the temptation to react to every minor crisis or urgent-looking task. Distinguish between urgent, shallow demands and important, high-value activities. Prioritizing importance over urgency prevents attention from being consumed by distractions and ensures energy is applied where it generates meaningful results. Integrate reflective pauses. Take moments to assess progress, realign priorities, and adjust tactics. Reflection ensures that focus is applied to the right areas, preventing drift into unproductive work. Conscious evaluation reinforces strategic attention, maintaining clarity and control over personal energy and output. Protecting focus like real money transforms how time, energy, and effort generate results. By establishing boundaries, eliminating distractions, batching tasks, prioritizing deep work, and integrating recovery and reflection, attention becomes a guarded asset rather than a scattered resource. Focus multiplies the impact of every action, amplifying productivity, creativity, and decision-making. When attention is managed deliberately, work becomes more effective, results compound, and the ability to achieve extraordinary outcomes increases dramatically. Treating focus as currency creates freedom, leverage, and control, ensuring that effort produces maximum impact while maintaining clarity, energy, and long-term success.